Good evening, esteemed pinball folk. This is Koji here again. I'm going to show you this Interflip Dragon game from 1977. Very neat EM qualifying game because of the score wheels basically, and it is electromechanical. However, it does have solid state sound. Now this machine does have a couple problems I'm still kind of working out, but I wanted to take a video nonetheless as it is fully functional. One of the things, well, I should say fully functional as far as the gameplay goes. One of the issues with the sound right now I'm having is the beep and the boop section of the sound card is not working properly, and during that I've discovered that there were actually 3 different versions of the card and one version only on IPDP, so I'm kind of trying to figure out where I'm going to go from there. But regardless, the dragon sound does work. You've probably seen this all over Pinside, and I think it all started maybe with some Papa videos where they this looked like they had a few drinks and were going on about Bao, and that's all you see now. So anyway, we try not to mention that too much in this region. Vancouver, BC being one of the dragon capitals of the world, thanks largely in part to Dale Distributing. Anyway, for starters, I'll go over some of the rules here. It's a pretty neat game. It's pretty straightforward rules. A lot of people say, oh, Dragon, just go for the pop bumpers. That's very true. The pop bumpers, once lit, score 10,000, and I'll quickly go over and show you exactly how to like those. Without further ado, here we go. So here we go. So the game starts up like this. Your dragons are always going to reset every single ball. Nothing is lit here. All of those rollovers at the top are lit. Now, let's say you go down number 1. You'll notice that that pop bumper is now lit. I scored 5,000. Hit the pop bumper when lit once. That scores 10,000 points. Hit an unlit pop bumper. Scores 1,000 points. Now, the pop bumpers are corresponding. So this one is corresponding to the rollover in number 1. This one is corresponding to the rollover in number 3. And this one is corresponding to the rollover in number 5. Now also you'll notice that you also have these lanes down here. Now as I hit those ones, they kind of lit up down here. So we still have 3, so 1, 3, and 5 are now triggered, but we still have 2 and 4 that could be tripped. So let's say we get this, 2, it's linked up, 4. Now all of a sudden all of our rollovers are lit, and now we get an alternating special between this side and this side. So kind of flip-flop, and that special will award you a free game with a knock. Pretty straightforward. The next part we'll go over is these, you'll notice that this incremented by 1, so now this is at 10,000. Now currently this is an end of ball bonus. Now you can configure this for the extra ball feature. So right now I've got it set to the minimum, which is 5, which means 50,000 bonus, and I should light for the extra ball. You can go up to a maximum of 100,000 bonus per ball. This is pretty lucrative as well, especially when you have, I think, the extra ball set quite low like that and generous. It actually, maybe there's a little bit of a strategy. Maybe you want to kind of go for these and get that extra ball. Looks like I'm having a little bulb issue there with 50, but anyway, as you can see, going up to 80, extra ball got lit, all the rest of it. Now, the next part that we'll go over are, you'll notice these all unlit, scoring 100 points each. Now, then we hit the dragons. Now, the dragons are kind of twofold in this game. Number 1, you'll notice that they're kind of a triangular shape. Now, what this does is often when the ball's coming down, it's going to deflect, and it's going to go right down your drain. So, they're shaped like a fan, and they're all pretty much coming straight for your just straight in between the middle of the flippers. Very intentional like that, and very frustrating. Nudging, etc. Hard to see how much it'll help you, because if you'll look at this as well, we have a very generous, or shall I say not generous, flipper gap, which is probably one of the wider ones, even for an EM. Anyway, so without further ado, let's go on with the dragons. So now you notice I hit this dragon. Now this was considered the 4th dragon up, I guess. So this is going to light this button. So now it's going to score 1,000 instead of 100. Hit another dragon. This is the 5th dragon. So again, the button lights corresponding on each side. Next button lights. first one is lit. All of them are lit. And then your middle opens up for special. Pretty cool. That's really about all there is to it. I mean, we have another stand-up target here, 5,000 points each. And that pretty much has gone over all the switches that I could see. So anyway, without further ado, the next segment of this video, we'll go over a little gameplay. We'll see what I can do, see if I can actually get a decent ball. One of the things about this game is it's probably one of the fastest games you can have. Even if you just got 5 minutes to spare, even if you're a good player, you probably have time for a quick game of Dragon. Anyway, next segment. Thanks a lot. Howdy Pinheads, it's Koji here. We're going to go over the second part of this video, which is the actual gameplay. Let's see if I can get a decent score on this beast. One thing about it is maybe I'll call this video How to Wax Your Dragon, because after going over this thing as a project like crazy with basically killed my arm using Novus 2 on the whole play field, which is kind of nice because it's an acrylic layer, kind of a plexi layer anyway. I got it all nice and polished up, and now because it's a very fast game, but now because I'm ultra crazy, I decided that putting a little layer of Carnauba wax on there might be kind of fun as well, in addition to a decent pitch, which is what it's at now. So anyway, without further ado, see if I can roll a couple of decent games for you guys and get an idea of how this thing really can play. Woo! Oh, couldn't save it. All right. Find with the plunge, you can get kind of a softer plunge. You can get over, bounce it from the 2 over to the 1. Oh, I think the wax kind of affected this one. Oh, there we go. Ooh, close. There we go. Score some points up there in those pop bumpers. Oh, no! There we go. That's about the plunge that you want. Oh! Brutal. There's game 1. Oh, can't get control. Here we go. Looking good, looking good, looking good. Oh. Bounce around. Bounce around up there. That's what you want to do. Last dragon. Oh! Oh, I cannot hit it. Oh. I'll take that. That's a good one. hit it. Oh, that is painful. I suppose I'd be not gonna jinx myself. Not gonna jinx myself. Wow. It's 1 million on the nose. Interesting. What a way to end it. Yes, we love our dragon here. Good night.